Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria, and let's just address the bandy situation in the room right now. Guys, my Invisalign officially comes with rubber bands. Isn't that so great? I'm almost 30 and your girl is rocking these bands and looking so good. I was actually just talking about this on Instagram the other day, and I was talking about how I feel like, you know how back in like the 80s, early 90s, how they had those things that you'd put your arms in and it was like the resistance? That's what I feel like I'm doing with my lower chin. Like somebody thought to themselves, Paige needs to work on her Dorito Cheeto cupcake region, so we're gonna give her bands, and all day long all I do is go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 all day long, because all I think about is like, I'm resistance training. My lower jaw will never be stronger, and the next time I go to bite into that Dorito, girl, it's just gonna be like chomp. It's gonna happen. I don't know how loud that was in the mic, but that Dorito, honey, is just gonna disintegrate, because my jaw is gonna be so strong from all the jaw exercises I'm doing with these rubber bands. It's a thing. Guys, I'm also really tired, if you can't tell, so we're just like coming in hot. And for today's video, there's a couple things, and I made a boo-boo / had something come up, and it's my fault, but I'm gonna make it worth it. So here's the situation. Normally when I do a full face of anything, I try to do a full day wear test for you guys, but yesterday I actually was sick. For those of you that don't know, I have a tumor, yada yada, a brain tumor, and the medication from it makes me really sick sometimes. And so yesterday I was just really not feeling good, and it kind of screwed up my filming schedule. So I have to do this video today, but I can't wear test it like I would normally do. But the upside is that I have so many good products that we're going to get an amazing first impression of, and I threw in a lot of other like bonus products that are also new that I know you guys are going to want to hear about. And basically what I'm going to try to do is what I can't do in a wear test, girl, I'm just going to make up for in product, and we're going to talk about everything. And I mean, girl, we have the Fenty bronzer, we have the new stuff from the Becca Skin Love collection, we have new stuff from Jouer, their new powder, the new Kylie sprays. I mean, like, we have everything, and I'm ready to dive in. Also, just real quick, like, who looks at me and thinks like Housewives of Beverly Hills? Anybody? Just me? Because anytime I see a shirt like this, I'm like, oh girl, you're the housewife of Beverly Hills, and it's time to go throw somebody in the pool. All right, also time to put the hair back, because your girl's got to get it out the face. I've only had them on for like 4 days and I already can't stop. So it's going to be a fun couple years. And that reminds me, for those of you that have asked, I am supposed to be wearing my Invisaligns for roughly 22 months, I want to say. So I don't know how long the bands are a part of that 22 months, but oh boy, it's going to be a fun ride. All right, guys, first up, we're going to get started with some primer. This is the new Becca Skin Love Brightening and Blur Primer. It says this is a skin soothing primer that instantly blurs and hydrates the skin. An optical blurring blend diffuses the look of pores, leaving skin looking and feeling silky smooth and perfectly prepped for flawless makeup application. And oh my god, guys, it smells just like that liquid glowy stuff that I love. The glow essence. It's taking me back. Oh girl, take me back to a year ago when I could wear my powder foundation routine. It was so good, so pretty, loved it so much. So this does feel like your very standard kind of dimethicone pore filling situation. Slight amount of tack or feel to the skin, but nothing overbearing. And I just like to go through anytime I work with a primer like this, and I really like to kind of go back and forth and press it into the pores, because that is the point. And I just wanted to get up close here real quick. I'm seeing more of a blur through here. Pore blurring isn't something you can really see on camera anyways, but just from me looking up close, I'm gonna say my nose looks more smooth and it feels really smooth, but right through this region I think is where I'm seeing a light amount of blurring. Nothing too crazy, but just a little bit right through here. Now, to keep going, because you guys know me, if I am testing out a new primer, I will not test out a new foundation, so I'm gonna go in with my Dior Forever Skin Glow. I haven't used this one in a minute, so I'm just gonna go ahead, apply this with my Fenty sponge, and then I will be right back to keep on moving. Guys, I went ahead and got that all applied. Now, I didn't go super insanely full coverage with this because lately I've been having a ton of breakouts through here. You can probably still see them poking through on my skin. And when it comes to stuff like this lately, I'm just like, you know what? A layer of foundation, I'm not going to really get all thick and cakey and try to cover acne when, like, you know, why would I? The whole point of my theme today is like light, beachy, airy, glowy, bronzy kind of theme. And I've really been into that lately. And you know what? If I have some acne spots poking through, honey, then that's just the way it's going to be. Now it's time for concealer. Now, for those of you that are wondering, I did pick up the Marc Jacobs concealer, their new stick one, as well as the powder. That is a video you will be seeing later on this week, so definitely subscribe and stay tuned and turn on your notifications, because honey, I am so excited. So instead of using that, we're going to use another concealer, one that I've only gotten to use one time, and it is the Urban Decay Naked Skin. This is in Fair Neutral, and I know that it's been out for a while, but I have not gotten to use this since my Scott Barnes video, which I will link up here. I took the entire routine he did on Tati, and girl, I made it wearable. It was so beautiful. beautiful. Probably one of my absolute favorite looks I've ever done, so definitely check that video out. And in that video, I used this concealer, and I haven't gotten to use it since. And I was like, you know what? It's basically a first impression all over again. Did I just get some on me? Oh my God, girl, I'm gonna be so upset. Housewives do not get concealer on their pants, girl. Now, from what I remember about using this from that video, this is not a super full coverage concealer. It's more on the medium side for me. So I probably will have to build it up, but I also didn't want to go in with something that was super full coverage when, again, I'm going for much more of a chill kind of fun, glowy, bronzy sort of look. Just going to take a little bit of this and also carve out the face a little bit. And I mean, don't get me wrong, as you guys can tell, it does look pretty nice on the skin. The only issue, again, like I was talking about with that Scott Barnes video, is that I have to take another concealer. This is the Born This Way from Too Faced in the shade Swan. And I have to take a little bit of something really bright and pop it right in the corners, because you are going to see this gets so much brighter right up under the eye. And for me, for whatever reason, under eye powders and stuff like that always tend to oxidize. So if I don't go in and brighten it up, it almost becomes like the same shade as the rest of my face. And I just don't like that look. So I always have to make a really conscious effort to go in and add a lot of brightness to my under eye. Now, the two of those mixed together, let me just tell you, stunning. I love the way that that looks. The entire under eye area looks so nice and illuminated. Okay, you guys, I found what I was looking for, and good thing I did, because it is the Nikkia Joy Velvet Finishing Powder. This is from, again, Nikkia Joy here on YouTube. She has her own line, and this is her new Velvet Finishing Powder, and everything that I have read says that this stuff is fantastic, and I am so excited to dive in and A, support another YouTuber, and B, play around with another product, because I love velvet and skin. Like, that's what I want in my whole life. So we're gonna give this a try on one side of the face, and then on the other side we have the Jouer Soft Focus Hydrate and Set Powder. Now this one is a compact, but I think overall they're both going to give us a very similar effect. So here is the one from Jouer. This is in the shade Fair, and I think that'll actually work pretty well for me. And it does seem to be a nice sheer powder, like it doesn't leave any kind of a cast or anything on the skin. So I don't think this will be something that's a really dense powder. But then the Nikkia Joy one, let's look at this girl. I haven't even opened her. And back to needing tweezers again. Oh, it has a really nice, very light, almost cupcakey fragrance. Ooh, dare I say delicious? Guys, yummy. And this one also sheer translucent. Ooh, and it feels so nice on the skin, but again, you can't really see it. I'm so excited. Okay, let's play around with both of these. So I think the way that I want to use these is I'm going to use the Nikkia Joy, and I'm going to set an under eye, see how it looks, and then I'll take the Jouer, set the other under eye, see how that looks, and kind of compare and contrast. I'm just going to pat out these under eye creases, because y'all, they happen quick. And then I'm going to go in here with my Marc Jacobs The Conceal Brush, and I'm just going to take a little bit of the Nikkia Joy on here and pop that right on to the under eye. Now this is a little bit deep in color for me. You can actually see it took away a lot of that brightness, just like I was telling you guys it does a lot of times. That's not uncommon. Almost all of my powders do that. But it did give me quite the yellow cast under the eye. But as far as the texture goes, it actually feels really nice. It's very light on the under eye. So for the other eye, I'm just gonna go ahead here, wipe this brush off, get all that powder off of there, honey. Get out of here. All right, so let's go ahead here, pat out the other eye. Have my Marc Jacobs brush loaded with the Jouer powder, and we're just gonna go ahead and press that in. Okay, so I would say the main difference between the two of these is that you can tell the Nikkia Joy one actually has like that blurring property to it. This side, while it does look a little bit darker, like it casts darker on my skin, it also looks a little bit more blurred, I would say, down here. But what I like about the Jouer one is that it stayed a lot more true to color, which if I had to pick something that is like demanding of my under eye, the color cannot get this dark. Otherwise, girl, the rest of my skin, I'm gonna look all kinds of crazy. So I think for me, I like the tone of the Jouer one, and for that I would probably choose it. But my biggest fear with the Jouer one is that it might not be robust enough to really set my under eye and not let it crease. Here, and I'm just going to take a little bit of the Nikkia Joy powder. I'm just going to work it into the powder puff here, and then I'm going to lightly pounce it on the same half of my face as when I used it to set the under eye. And we're just going to see if it does the same thing to the entire face. The more that you work with the Nikkia Joy powder, the more the scent will kind of hit you a little bit, but it's not overbearing. It still smells really nice, but it does definitely carry a fragrance with it. I'm gonna definitely set the other side using the Jouer. Okay guys, so I have to say, upon this first application that I got going on here, I really like the Jouer one because I feel like the Nikkia Joy one, not only did it play with the color of my skin, but it also looks a little bit heavier, but I love the blurring that it has. Then on the Jouer side, I really like the color of it. It doesn't look heavy. It looks really, really light on my skin, which I love, but it doesn't have quite the blurring effect that this side has. So I think maybe if I was a slightly deeper skin tone, like even if I was a shade or two darker, I think the Nikkia Joy one would probably work fine and it wouldn't cast quite as heavy on my face, but I think that's what's doing it. Like if I had to guess, that's the culprit. I gotta be honest, I'm actually really liking the way my skin looks right now. It looks a little bit dry, but that's pretty common for me before I go in and spray everything down. I really like this. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. I don't have any new brow products, so I'm just gonna take my Urban Decay Double Down Brow here in Neutral Nana, and I'm going to put my brows on, and then I'll be right back, and we're gonna move on to eyes. So hang tight, guys. Give me just 1 second. Let me get these brows going, girl, and then we'll keep talking. Alright guys, I had to play around with the camera a little bit because I think we lost some sun. But now that the brows are on, it is time to move on to eyes, and I'm super excited because I picked up the Peach Bundle from Makeup Geek, which came with this adorable little Peach Bellini palette right here. Super fun, cute, summery. We're just going to do like a nice, cute little eye look with that. And then it also comes with this brown eyeliner pencil, as well as their Healing Lip Glaze in Creamsicle Delight. So I can't guarantee that we're going to use this today, but I thought it would be super cute to look at the bundle. Guys, look at these ridiculously rich in pigment swatches. Oh my word. These are stunning and I cannot wait to dive in. Like even on my fingers, look at all the pigment that's left over after I swatch them. Whew. I think what I'm going to start off by doing is throwing some concealer on my lids. Born This Way, Too Faced. Let's get in on it. Come on, let's go. Let's move it. What's happening? What's taking so long, girl? Get it going. Yes, Swan. Caw, caw. It's just not a swan. Nice try. So I think what I want to do is take the shade Nectar right here, which is this really nice bright color, and I want to start working that into the inner portion of the eye, and I'm taking that on a Wet n Wild fluffy brush. It doesn't say which one. These are from the original collection, but I'm just going to take that on a fluffy brush and start setting that in on the corner of the eye and kind of blending it out from there, because again, I want a nice light look, but I'm not sure how rich in pigment these are going to be, so I just want to be mindful as I go in and blend them out. I'm gonna go in just to deepen it up, make it match my outfit a little bit more. We're gonna go in here with this Morphe Y19 brush, and I'm gonna go into the shade Bellini right here, and this is how we're gonna pull our brown tones and our pink tones together, make everything from head to toe look a little bit more cohesive. So I'm just gonna dive right in here, and I'm gonna take this onto the outer V and really blend it into that pink shade and let the two kind of meld together. Guys, I'm a total dinkus because guess what I forgot? For those of you that follow me on Instagram, y'all know I picked up the Cannabis 420 collection from Beautylish. This is the collection of brushes that they came out with, and I am so friggin' excited to try these out today, and I almost forgot even though they've been sitting in front of me, and they are bright ass lime green. So there are a couple of eye brushes in here that I definitely want to play around with. It looks like we do have, oh my god, this has such a nice weight to it. It looks like we have this one. Now these don't have individual names on them as far as what they are. They all just say 420 on them, which is the collection. So I can't really tell you as to which brush, but just know I'm working with the entire collection. I think I'm actually going to take this blunted little pencil brush, and I'm going to dip into what shade here? I think I'm going to dip into the shade Peaches, which is this shade right here, and I'm going to run that onto the lower lash line and just kind of give myself a little bit of color down there, and I'm going to run it all the way across. Ooh, that shade is gorgeous. I wish I would have put that on the upper lid. I like that color. It's such a nice, soft, like orangey peach color. You know what I mean? Like that perfect in-between orange peach. Ooh, girl. Same brush, I'm just going to take a little bit of that deep shade, the brown one, Bellini, and I'm just going to pop that right out here and just kind of fade it up into the upper eye area and kind of connect the two a little bit. From here, I think I want to grab the shade Prosecco, and I'm going to grab my NYX Glitter Glue, which I use in every video. Y'all know it. I'm going to take this and press it all over the lid, and then on my finger, I'm going to take Prosecco and press that all over the lid as well. And I think that's going to give us a really nice bright eye. Ooh, that's pretty. And I'm mainly pressing this into the center, and then I'm just veiling it over the sides. So I'm not really trying to cover up the pink on the inside or the brown on the outside, but I'm just letting this shimmer shade kind of fall over top of them. and just blend out, because I think that that's the look I'm going for. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that shade Bellini, the deep brown shade, and I'm just lightly pressing that onto the outer V and blending it in with the shimmers. And that's because I have super hooded eyes. What this does is the depth on the outer V with my eye shape, that's what gives me a little bit of lift and a little bit more definition, and without it my eye can get really, really lost very quickly. Alright, so if you missed my $1 video, I will go ahead and link it up here. I did the Shop Miss A video, and out of that video I have this shade Cream or Creme. It's from the Amuse Cosmetics line, and I really, really like this for blending out the upper brow bone. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this and the flat packer style brush from the collection here, and I'm just going to lightly blend this entire area. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby, baby. Ooh, baby, baby. I'm also going to take their Makeup Geek brown eyeliner pencil here, and I'm going to go ahead and smudge this, I think, along the upper lash line. You know what? I really like that, but I am going to go in with the Sigma E15. This is just a nice flat brush right here, and I'm going to go in a tiny, tiny bit with the shade Venice, which is the deep shade, and also this shade right here on my hand, and I'm just going to take that little teeny tiniest amount, and I'm going to use that to smudge that liner that I just put on the upper lash line right here, and just kind of smudge it into the lashes, just for a nice kind of a more of a messy liner look. I really love this. So for bronzer here, I have two different bronzers. I have the Bare Minerals bronzer. This is in Faux Tan, and then I also have the Fenty bronzer in Inda Sun. And let's go ahead and swatch them and see if they both will work. Ooh, the Fenty packaging, girl, never disappointing. Ooh, nice light. Looks like it could pull a little yellow, but we're going to give her a shot. And then here is the Bare Minerals compact. Ooh, also very light. Wow, the undertones of these could not be more different. The Fenty looks a little bit more yellow-ish, and the one from Bare Minerals almost looks gray. This is going to be interesting. Let's go ahead and swatch both. Yeah, definitely very different. So Bare Minerals Fenty. This is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the Fenty one in my standard duo fiber. This brush is the blurring powder brush, but no one can find this. It's a Nyx Cosmetics brush. I don't know if they still make it, but any duo fiber you have that's nice and fluffy will work. This is my favorite bronzer brush. So I'm gonna dive into the Fenty one here first and see how it looks on the skin. I had to build it up there for a second, but I think this is the lightest shade, so that could be why. I believe the shade range had, what, like 8 or 10 bronzers in there. And I heard that there was a little bit of drama when it came to the launch. Maybe if you guys know more about that, you can let me know why down below. I'm not so sure that I love the undertone for my skin, but it's not bad. I'm just going to go ahead here and I'm just wiping off my brush very lightly just to get off any product that's on there. Look at how much whiter that is, girl, yes. Now we're just going to go into the Bare Minerals one, same brush here, and see what she looks like. Tap it off a little. Hello? Is there any product on my brush? Alright guys, so I'm just sitting here comparing these, and I think on camera they look very similar. I think the Fenty one may have melded into my skin a little bit better, but it's also because it's such a lighter tone, so that could be the difference. But I also really like the shade of this one from Bare Minerals, even though it doesn't look quite as blended because again, it is a deeper shade. So I don't know, I like both. They definitely have different undertones. I'm going to keep moving and putting other stuff on. The only thing I don't love is like right in this region, it does look a little bit muddled. I'm actually just going to go ahead and blend it out with this other brush. This is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH01 brush. I'm just going to try to blend that out a little bit and see if maybe that's the situation. Yeah, because see, that seemed to fix it. So maybe there was just a little too much product there. Okay. Yeah, I really like that. Both sides look really nice. That is so interesting. All right, so next up it is time for blush, and I have the Lime Crime Softwear blush. This is in the shade Petal.JPG, Petal.JPG, that would have to be right. I bought purple. We're gonna go ahead and take this Morphe E4 and we're just going to lightly dive in. Is this like a cream? What is this? What's happening? Oh my god, is this a cream blush? Uh-oh. Okay, also let me go ahead and swatch this for you guys real quick. Yeah, definitely purple, that girl right there. It feels creamy. Is this a cream blush? And I screwed this up. Cream to powder blush. Uh-oh. Mayday. Hold on, I gotta go do some investigation. Yeah, I don't know, because it says cream to powder, and like it does have a cream feel to it. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, it's really pretty and it feels nice and lightweight. You know what? I'm going to try it. I'm going to take the Morphe E4. I'm just going to really get this brush in here and give it a good roundabout. You have a little bit of product on here. Let's go ahead and apply a little bit to the cheek. Just a little bit. Just a little boop. Alright, so I like the way it applied. Again, very light hand. Is it my shade? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I thought that was a different color on the internet, but that happens when you order online, so it's not a big deal. I think how we're going to fix this, though, similar to how I fix every problem in my life. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Trio. I love these. These are like my holy world. I use them every single day. And what I'm going to do is actually take this big old powder brush. This is from the 420 collection here, and I'm going to sweep through all 3 shades and just kind of swirl them in there a bit. Yeah, okay, so real quick, guys, those blushes, when they say cream to powder, they actually stay a little creamy and a little tacky, so they picked up a lot of the ambient powder and made it look like a highlight. Not the look I was going for. Okay, wow, that was good, Paige. But I think how we're going to fix this is I'm actually just going to take a little bit of the Jouer powder right here on this fluffy brush, and I'm going to lightly just tap it over that just to dull it down a little bit. I'm also going to go ahead real quick and take my KK brightening powder in shade 1 and brighten up the under eyes. So we're going to start off by grabbing the Becca Skin Love. This is the Glow Shield Prime and Set Mist. Let's give it a spray, see what she says. Oh, it smells exactly the same as all the other products. That smell is just taking me back. Very nice, light mist. The fragrance is a little bit more intense from this one than I would typically like, but let's give it a spray. Also, you got to get really close to really feel it, because I don't know if you can see it on camera, but like the spray is really fine and it tends to dissolve quickly and you don't get a lot of moisture out of it. So your best bet is to hold it a lot closer to the face. The only problem with that is it makes the smell a lot more intense. And it kind of just took my breath away there for a second. So the smell is a lot, but it did settle everything into the skin and it looks really nice. I'm getting quite a bit of caking on this side right here on the nose, but that's not too uncommon for me. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and move on to highlight, which guys, if y'all missed it over on Instagram last week, guys, I got my 4th ever PR package. Manny over at Lunar Beauty sent me his entire Moon Prism collection. These things are so gorgeous. Okay, so this is the shade Mars. Oh, so good. Next up, we have Jupiter, Venus right there. That is just, it's butter. It's just like butter. And then, of course, y'all, I saved the best for last. My shade, Mercury. Look at it. Just look at it. Oh my God, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with these. That was a horrible swatch. I did it with my pinky. Hello. It's going to take a little bit here. This is the BH Studio Pro number 18 brush. Just a highlight brush. Whatever you have will work. Tap it up. By the way, guys, these are very rich in pigment, so definitely be warned. And let me just show you. Like the tiniest amount, and I'm already glowing to the Jesus. It's a great thing. Ooh, girl. So good. Ooh, just like keep it going. Just keep it going. I love, by the way, that at this point nothing matches. Like my eyes don't match my shirt, but like I tried to make it work. And then my blush was purple, tried to make that work, ended up highlighting my entire cheek. Then I go in over top of a purple blush with more of a yellow toned highlight. So what I'm saying is I'm a hot mess express. It's happening. Toot toot beep beep. Get out the way. Paige is coming through on this fine day. I mean, you know what? Would it really hurt us if we went in with the Kylie setting spray and just like played around with it? I mean, we already asphyxiated ourselves with this one, which I really love the scent. It's just too strong. But let's go ahead and check this Kylie one out. Okay. Ooh, that one has a really light, like almost rose scent to it. Interesting. Okay, let's give it a go. All right, so let's look at it close up and see how she looks. Again, everything appears to be setting down very nicely. I can't get over this giant purple swatch on my cheek. That color was all wrong, and I tried it anyways, and I hate it. All right, next up, we're gonna curl the lashes here with our handy dandy Tarte curler, my favorite. And on this side, we're gonna be going in with the new Butter London Power Up Mascara. I got this in a BoxyCharm, but I do believe this is a new mascara from them as well. So let's just get to applying some coats. It's like really thick, and it's making my lashes look almost spidery, I would say, like just not in a good way. like in a thick, almost like, you know how when your hair is greasy and it all sticks together and like you can tell the difference between like hair that has too much product and greasy hair. This is like greasy hair. It's making it look really stuck together and just not cute. I don't love this. Okay, so after finessing it with about 2.5, 3 coats and playing around with it, it doesn't look bad, but I don't love it. I will definitely have to play around with that one more. On the other side, I'm gonna go in with the Tarte Big Ego Mascara. This is again their newest mascara. They just launched it. I love the hot pink of this. Like, not only is this so hot pink neon that it gives me all the good feelings of summer, but it's also so hot pink bright neon that I don't think I would ever lose it on my vanity. Like, it is a beacon. It is a highlighter amongst makeup. I love it. Oh girl, we have a big old, is this not the Too Faced wand? Like almost the exact same. Hold on a second. 1 second. These are almost identical, right? Like, they both have that same kind of hourglass taper to them. They are both almost the exact same length. That's bizarre to me. Okay, well, now that we know that, let's go ahead and apply, see how the formula is. This one is a much drier formula. These two mascaras could not be more different in the way that they feel and the way that they apply. All right, so after 3 coats both sides, I think I like the Tarte one a tiny bit better just because it doesn't clump them together as bad as the other side did. But this takes a lot of work, and I don't know if it's just me. Again, I will work with it some more. But for me, like, would I go back in and choose either of them again? I don't know. I'm just gonna take this one because it is lighter on the goopy side, and I'm going to hit my bottom lashes on both sides real quick. All right guys, so now it's gonna get fun because for lips I have several choices. So I picked up the Lancôme. This is their L'Absolu Mademoiselle Shine. This is in the shade 228 Light It Up. All right, so she's definitely more of a sheer hydrating lip balm meets lipstick kind of vibe, but that's really pretty. I also have the new from Sugar Pill. This is their Love Bites lip gloss. Let's just see what she looks. Oh, that's chunky. Why is it chunky? Guys, it's chunky. Oh, it is glitter. Okay, I'm not nearly as worried. Guys, I just had like a full-on panic. I'm like, oh, why? Okay, so that is it right there. Let me give another swatch, seeing how I did kind of wreck that one. This one does have a little bit of a glitter situation inside of it, but that one is, again, swipe left. Okay, definitely not the vibe for today, and I don't know how I would feel about that chunk factor, but something to consider. Also have from Buxom, this is their full-on plumping lip polish, again with another pink shade. Wow, okay, this is in the shade Electra. All right, so then right there we have the shade Electra. Smells just like true old Buxom that we know and love. Okay, not mad at it. Not my favorite undertone. It's more of like an orange red undertone, and I typically don't mess with those too much, so I would probably not play around with this color a ton. But it is really beautiful in the shine factor. So I went ahead, wiped my lips off, got most of that foundation. Girl, that was a situation we had going on. But I'm gonna go in with this by itself. Oh, it feels nice. I was gonna do lip liner, but I don't really want it to be too intense or too structured. I want it to just look relaxed. Ooh, all right. That feels nice. Again, not very much opacity, but very comfortable, very hydrating on the lips. Okay, you guys, this is the finished look, how everything came out. What do we think? I'm definitely going to run through my final thoughts on some things, and I just want to let you guys know again, because I will not be wear testing these, definitely keep your eyes open for a future product updates video. I do them roughly every 2 to 3 weeks, depending on the products and how new they are and stuff like that. So stay tuned for that video, because I will update you on a ton of this stuff, if not all of it in that video. But here's what I'm going to say as far as my first thoughts and opinions. I think the primer from Becca that I went down with first is a really nice primer. I'm not 100% sold on the pore filling aspects of it yet. Y'all know I have lake-sized pores, so it can be a little bit of a situation, and for the most part I didn't have an issue, but right on the sides of my nose, right at the crook of my nostril, I did see a couple pores on both sides that didn't seem to be filled in. Now for the concealer region, we gotta talk, because under this eye I am noticing it's already starting to crease and get all like separated and cakey, and it's not doing it under this eye. So this eye is the Jouer powder, and I'm thinking, like I told you guys when I applied it, it didn't seem like it would be quite robust enough to set my under eye, and that is proving to be completely accurate. So I think for me, I'd have to stick to something with a little more ass to really get in there and set things down. Y'all know it, like I've said 1,000 times, my under eyes, they are just so difficult to deal with. So it typically does have to be a loose powder, something with a little bit more gumption to it. The Nikki Joy one for me, okay. Now the Nikkia Joy one, it's not a bad powder. I don't know for my skin tone if I'll be able to make it work, but it did do a really beautiful job of setting my under eye, and this side isn't creasing. So take that into consideration when you're dealing with the skin tones and things like that and how it worked for me. But the Jouer one is really nice to set the rest of the skin. Like I really love how light it sits. So I think it's just an issue of where to place them on the skin. As far as the palette, the only thing that had me a little on edge is the way they felt, because I've dealt with Makeup Geek in the past and their shadows feel typically really buttery and creamy, and it's always been the singles. So I don't know if these are maybe formulated different because the palette is a really cheap price point. Maybe that's the situation. Let me look here. I want to see, does it tell me? These are 0.03 ounces a piece. So for what you get, you're not getting like the standard ideal amount of product, but for $25, I think what you're getting is a really nice kit from Makeup Geek, and I really like it, and I like the curation of it. I think the palette's super cute, really on trend for what we're seeing right now, and the way that they applied to the lid went really well. So maybe it was just a consistency thing. I'm not sure. Again, I will play around with it a lot more. The Lime Crime blush, I don't hate these. Obviously, I don't like the color I chose. That's on me. The application I don't think would have been bad if it was just on top of wet foundation, but because I set mine, obviously it went awry. Now, on those same lines, though, I do want to mention something. This is a very thick feeling, like almost like a pilled up Play-Doh kind of feel to it, and I don't know how well this is going to manipulate even on wet foundation. So I'm definitely going to play around with this, whether it's this color, whether I exchanging it a different shade, whatever the case may be. I'm going to have to play around with that a little bit more because I'm not sure if I like the texture on my skin. I feel like that would pill up really quickly. So something to consider. So overall, my thoughts are pretty positive. I definitely think there are some things I'm not in love with, but I'm looking forward to continuing to play with them. Let me know what you guys think down below. Do you like this video? Is there anything else you want me to test out? Just overall, let me know your thoughts. And you guys, if you haven't done so yet, don't forget to check me out on Instagram and on Twitter. They're both linked down below. I do skincare Saturday/Sunday, which I'm thinking of morphing into something else. Like, I don't know, because I feel like a lot of you really don't get a lot of use out of the skincare Saturday/Sunday. So I'm trying to I'm thinking, I'm brainstorming. If you have any thoughts or opinions, leave them down there. And by the way, I'm also turning my Instagram feed itself and the photos into somewhat of a bloggy spot where I'm just talking about everything that kind of comes to my mind, expanding it a little bit, and just really getting into my love for writing, which I do love. So if you enjoy the written word and all of that kind of stuff, definitely check me out down below. It's not all of that. Like, I do obviously still post my dogs and makeup looks, and I'm still active in my Insta stories and stuff like that, but I'm just trying to integrate my, like, that extra piece of me for you guys into that platform because I think it would be really cool. So again, check me out down below if that's something you're into. And also, if you haven't done so yet, don't forget to subscribe and turn on your post notifications here in the wonderful world of YouTube, my friend, because I upload 5 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. They go up bright and early between 6 and 7 a.m. my time here in Northern Michigan. And y'all, it is a good, fun, fresh lit time. There's going to be lots coming this week. We already know we have the Marc Jacobs video. I have other fun stuff planned for you. Foundation review. So stay tuned, you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Please do not forget to have a great day, night, weekend, whatever it is when you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Also, I keep getting so many comments from you guys that I look like Nikki Tutorials. First of all, I don't see it, but second of all, bitch, is that not the compliment of a lifetime? Like, yes, I look like a makeup legend. Sure, I'll take it. I don't even care if you're just like, girl, you got a big forehead. Okay, I'll take it. If you want to call me Nikki Tutorials in any sense of the word, girl, I will take it. Who do you think you are, Mr. Big Star? Ooh, you're never gonna get my love. Oh, yeah. Ooh, anybody else just hear my back crack? Hello? Oh my God, is it still attached? Do I have a spine? I am so dramatic. But then on the contrast to that, when you switch over the all right, you guys, I found what I was looking for. It is from Nikkia Joy Cosmetics. It is oh my God, I swapped the batteries out. I put the dead one back in the camera and the good one back on the charger. So I'm like, why is my camera almost dead? Oh, Paige, oh my God. You know, the fact that all the brushes are kind of in the shot, not really gonna work for me. Uh-oh, goodbye. Okay.